What's going on, guys? Welcome to the second Titanfall 2 video of the day. I was going to make a Call of Duty video right now, but some crazy Titanfall 2 news just dropped, like not even an hour ago. They released a new trailer introducing all of the Titans that are going to be available in the full game, and at the end of that trailer there was a link, and there is now a website on their Titanfall 2 website. You can learn about all of the Titans. They have all of their full abilities listed on the site. We're going to go through those in today's video. I cannot show the trailer in the video just for copyright reasons, but we can go through this list of each of the Titans and their abilities, their weapons, what their kind of base function is. It's going to be a big video, so strap in. It's awesome news that we got today. So the first Titan that we have is Legion, and it says here Legion is all about guns and their technicalities. Legion is primarily a frontline unit designed to focus on defense and control. It says his primary weapon is the Predator Cannon, which is a powerful minigun with a long spin-up time before it starts firing. In the trailer, this guy's just going off with this minigun. It looks amazing. He's like a really huge robot. Like he seems like he's gonna have a lot of health, and he seems like he's gonna be just one of those harder guys to destroy. There's some Titans in this trailer that are really weak, really like skinny, and they seem like they can be really easily destroyed, but they're faster. And then there's bigger Titans which are a lot slower and are gonna take a lot longer to kill. For Legion's abilities, we have Ordnance, which is power shot. He's got close range, knocks back nearby enemies. Long range, damages all enemies in its path. Tactical, he's got mode switch between close range and long range precision rounds. Defensive, it says gun shield. Deploys a protective shield from the Predator Cannon. And core, he's got the smart core. So this Predator Cannon automatically locks onto anything in range. That would be pretty cool. So the cannon just locks on and just goes ham. So apparently he's only going to have one weapon. A couple of these other Titans have multiple weapons, but Legion looks like he's only going to be using his Predator Cannon the whole time. So that's okay. This guy looks pretty cool. He looks like he's probably one of my favorites just from looking at the trailer. I've actually haven't gone through all of these things on the website yet. I'm actually going through them for the first time with you guys here today. The next one we're looking at is Ronin. Ronin is a hit and run specialist. He can do a lot of damage in short bursts, but his fragility makes it suboptimal to stay in range for long. His speed combined with Arc Wave's ability to slow gives him the tools to get into and out of any fight. So this is one of those skinnier robots. He's very, very skinny. He's like the assassin kind of Titan. He runs around very, very quickly. Like this is the fastest moving Titan I think there is in the game. And he's got a large sword. He has also got a shotgun. So his primary weapon is the lead wall shotgun, high power, low capacity shotgun that bounces off of walls. And then for his abilities, he's got for his Ordnance Arc Wave. Swiping his sword across the ground, Ronin creates an electrical wave that damages and slows enemies hit by it. Tactical, he's got Phase Dash. Ronin dashes in a given direction, temporarily phasing out of the world, avoid incoming fire, and creating the element of surprise. So I guess he just like disappears completely and moves very fast. Pretty crazy. Defensive, he's got Sword Block, reduces damage taken, can be held indefinitely. So that's pretty crazy. You can just hold on to your sword block and it will never like uncharge. That's pretty crazy. And then of course his core is the sword core, empowers his melee and sword abilities and gives access to new sword attacks. So that's when he takes out his sword and just starts slicing people up. He was doing some pretty work. I think it was on a Scorch in the trailer. He was doing some work with this sword. Like you can slice some people up pretty quickly, and that's against Titans. So just imagine what it can do against pilots. The next guy is Scorch, which we've already had Scorch. He was in the pre-alpha tech test, so I'm not going to go over all of his abilities. Ion is another one. He was also in the pre-alpha tech test. I'm not going to go over his abilities. We all pretty well know that guy. The next one is Northstar. Northstar is about flight and precision kills. A sniper who can fly, she uses her abilities to pop up from behind cover and take down enemies. She can use her traps to keep people pinned down for her sniper shots or cluster missile to do work. So this is a flying Titan. This one's going to jump up in the air and it can fly around. It's got a sniper rifle, or actually a plasma railgun is what it's called, which is a sniper railgun that charges up while zoomed. For its abilities, the Northstar has Ordnance Cluster Missile, creates sustained explosions on impact. So this is like a shoulder mounted kind of like rocket launcher thing where it comes up. In the trailer I've noticed when they're flying in the air, when this the Titan is flying in the air, two things come up over its shoulders and fire these cluster missiles out. They kind of fire in a straight line. They're not really fancy missiles like the actual next Titan that we're going to talk about, but this Titan, it shoots missiles over its shoulders while it's flying. It's pretty insane. The tactical is, of course, the VTOL hover, which is a vertical takeoff hover, so just jump up in the air and just hover in the air. It's pretty crazy. You could probably get some pretty crazy sight lines with your Titan flying up in the air and stuff. Defensive is tether trap, mines that lock down nearby enemy Titans. And the core is the flight core. Hover, unleashing rockets at targets below. So that's the one that I was talking about earlier with, that's in the trailer, is the flight core. They're flying up in the air and the rockets are flying down, just kicking ass and stuff. So this is a pretty cool Titan as well. Again, it's a weaker Titan. This is one of those weaker ones where it's going to be pretty easy to take down. So it's going to be all about maneuverability, trying to get around and using your flight to kind of avoid gunfire with this Titan. The last Titan that we have in the game, there's only 6, is Tone. Tone is about laying waste to enemies efficiently and explosively. Tone attempts to lock onto enemies using her primary attack. If she achieves a lock, the tone of the lock is the last sound they'll ever hear. So Tone is it's like a medium-sized Titan. It's not really a super large Titan, but it's definitely medium-sized. Primary weapon is a tracker 40mm. The 40mm tracker cannon shoots semi-auto explosive rounds, acquires partial lock-on. So this cannon, it kind of looks like a large LMG, but it's not. It shoots out like almost like a rivet gun or something, where it shoots out like one shot very, very slowly every so often. It's like dum, dum, dum. Like it shoots them very, very slowly, but they're 40mm cannon rounds, so it probably does quite a bit of damage. And of course, it says it acquires a partial lock-on, so you'll probably have to sit there and aim at an enemy before you can start firing at them, which could cause you to take a little bit of damage before you can put out your damage of your own. Ordnance, we've got tracker rockets, fires missiles at fully locked enemies, full lock-on required. This thing looks absolutely crazy. It's like rockets that fly out, they're actually locked on, so they'll actually follow enemies around corners and all kinds of crazy stuff. This one, of course, full lock-on required, so you probably have to sit there for quite some time before you actually lock on long enough to be able to use your ordnance. Next is tactical, which is sonar lock. Reveals enemies in an area and establishes partial lock. Okay, so that's just like it's like a UAV kind of thing, or like a vision pulse kind of thing, where it shoots out and you can kind of see enemies around you. Defensive, we got particle wall, places a defensive barrier in front of Tone that she can shoot through. And then core is the salvo core, unleashes a barrage of rockets, or a barrage of rockets that can be guided in flight. They'll prioritize any locked target Tone looks at. So that would be pretty crazy. You can just like shoot out these rockets and kind of just like look around and be like, hit that guy, and the rockets will like follow your sight. That would be really awesome as well. So these are the 6 Titans that we have access to in the full game. This is absolutely crazy. It's insane that this trailer just dropped just recently. I like the idea of the Legion. Legion definitely looks like one of my favorites just because he's so simple. I kind of like the simpler Titans that you can just use very, very easily. He's just got the Gatling gun. He looks like he's going to be slow moving. He's just like this big beast kind of guy. And every ability that he uses comes out of that Gatling gun. So, or that mini gun, whatever. So he's not going to be, like, he's just going to be super simple and very easy to use. I feel like that minigun's going to do a lot of damage. He's probably going to be one of my favorites. I feel like Ronin is going to be very hard to use just because he's so weak. Yes, he's fast moving. Yes, you can use that phase ability so that you can, like, disappear and stuff, but I feel like he's going to be super, super weak. Like, I feel like someone like Legion is just going to just destroy Ronin, and Ronin's just going to be like nothing compared to him. It's going to take a lot of tactical ability. It's going to take a lot of trial and error to get used to each of these Titans. Each of these Titans is so unique that it's going to take a lot of time to kind of get used to them all, and once you do, you'll probably be unstoppable, especially with Titans like Ronin or Northstar, these two that are kind of weaker, but they have very special abilities. Ronin having the melee kind of ability, and Northstar being the hover flight sniper. I feel like these two kind of Titans, once you get really good with them, once you've trained with them enough, you will just be unstoppable. I feel like they're going to be very, very powerful, but they're going to be weak at the same time. So that if you're just like a noob just trying them out for the first time, you're probably going to get your ass kicked, and you're going to be like, oh, why am I using these Titans? They suck. but then like once you get used to them, once you practice with them enough, you'd probably just be absolutely unstoppable with these Titans. So those two look pretty cool. Of course, we've already had access to Ion and Scorch. I didn't really care for Scorch too much. I found him kind of hard to use. I found him kind of weak. Like, he was strong in that he could take a lot of damage, but he was weak in that his weapons didn't do a lot of damage, and it took a long time to get any kills with him and stuff. It was just, he was kind of more of a tactical kind of Titan where you had to shoot down your incendiary traps and you had to light the gas on fire and then you wouldn't really even do that much damage with that. So I didn't really care for Scorch that much. Ion I really liked. I really liked the laser core ability. It was very powerful. So Ion is a really great Titan. I feel like Ion is one of the easier ones to use, like for somebody just starting the game. Might jump onto Ion and just be like, okay, yeah, like it's very simple to use. You got a pretty relatively easy to use rifle, and then you've got like a laser beam that you shoot out for your special core ability. So Ion is one of the easier ones to use, but then all of these other ones are kind of a lot different. So then you've got Legion, which is going to be probably the next easiest to use because he's so simple. And then you've got probably Tone is going to be easy to use just because everything's lock on. So as long as you lock on to enemies, you can shoot at them and always get your shots on and always get the kill. After that, I'd probably say Scorch is the next easiest to use, even though I don't really like Scorch that much. And then Northstar, because she's probably got a little bit more meat on her bones, just because she's not Ronin. Let's be honest here. Ronin is just going to be ridiculously hard to use. But Ronin is definitely, I think Ronin is going to be the hardest Titan in the game to get used to. But once you're used to him, he's just going to be really, really good. He's like the standard assassin that you see in most games. The assassin is usually hard to get used to, but once you get used to him, you're just unstoppable. So those are the Titans we got access to today, or not access, but the Titans that we've been shown today. That's all of the abilities for all of the Titans that are going to be in the main game. I'm sure they'll release DLC with extra Titans and stuff at some point. I could see them doing that. But those were the Titans mentioned in the Titan trailer. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you learned something useful, hit the like button, subscribe for more Titanfall 2 content. We've got more stuff coming this week. Really exciting that I got to do 2 Titanfall videos today. I was going to do a Call of Duty video. I'll hopefully start working on that right after this video comes out. We may be up to 4 uploads today, so get hyped for that. Call of Duty video coming, Battlefield 1 video coming, and lots more Titanfall stuff this week. So hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. I'll see you guys on the next video.